All right. Today, it is the 22nd of October, 2025, and this is my first official YouTube video. And the topic and the reason I'm making this YouTube channel is just to speak my thoughts, to be honest. I be thinking too much, and instead of keeping it in, I want to take it out and speak my thoughts loudly. So, the first topic of today's video is going to be about change. And what is change in general? Because have you ever realized how much you have changed and how scary it is? Because that's what happened to me recently. My fault. That's what happened to me recently. And I've seen some photos of myself from recent years, and just started thinking, damn, I've changed a lot. Not just in appearance, but also my energy, spiritually, and mentally. Like, I can see how my mindset has changed and how far I've come, even though I don't feel like I've come a long way. Because when I look at it, I was like, damn, I'm still in the same position I was 2-3 years ago, even last year. But in reality, I've come such a long way. Because looking back at it, it's hard to tell you where and when I've started to change. And I think for me, it all started when I started to let go of what people expected from me and let it go of what damn truck, my fault. And also started letting go of what I cannot change, what's in my power to change or not. And a big part of it was me putting my trust in God and letting him do what he does best, because God works in mysterious ways. You never know what God could be cooking up. But some people think change is something that happens from the inside. Hold on, said that wrong. Some people think change is something that happens from the outside, but in reality, change is something that happens within, from the inside. And I know personally how hard it is to change, because I've been in that cycle for a long time, every day trying to change and going back to old habits, because it's easier said than done. It's easier to say, yeah, I can change, I can stop doing this, I can stop doing that, so on and so forth, but it's harder than you actually think. But I started looking at it more of a journey, not a destination, because when I looked at it as a destination, I started thinking, damn, I have a long way to go, I don't know if I can do this, doubting myself. But in reality, it's the journey that counts. Like, you know what they say in One Piece, it's the friends we made along the way. But yeah, it's morely like the journey. And because every day is a new chance to change, and it's also a new chance to change for the good, for something good, whatever it is. You can always change. Every day, every time you wake up, it's a new chance for you to change. But one thing people don't tell you is how lonely it is. Like, bro, it gets so lonely, because when you start focus on yourself, when you start changing for the better, you stop doing a lot of habits that you used to do all the time. If it is drinking, smoking, hanging out with the wrong groups, whatever, it gets really lonely, because often you stay like I'm doing right now. I'm just outside, lonely as fuck, but I'm having fun at least. Because while you're out here trying to change for the better, you'll start to lose a lot of people. It can be lovers, it could be friends, co-workers, I don't know. You start losing a lot of people in general, because people you thought would be on your journey will not be with you all the way. Some people might get tired of you trying to be better, because they are much more comfortable in the image they made in their head of you than that new image you're trying to create for yourself. And most people realize you're not as easy to manipulate anymore, which is why they'll always like, oh damn, I can't manipulate him anymore, or her. We don't judge. But one thing that I've started to take in more is that you're not supposed to fit in where you've outgrown. So if you realize you've outgrown a relationship or you've outgrown a friendship, yeah, you're not supposed to try to fit in because you're just demoralizing yourself more and more. And one thing that inspired me to change for the better and change in general is the anime Vinland Saga. If you know, you know. There's a lot of trucks here nowadays. Damn. Anyways, Vinland Saga is one of the biggest reasons why I wanted to change. And if you know, you know. Because Thorfinn's character development in that anime really stuck with me. Because it gave me hope that anyone can change. No matter how dark your past is, no matter what you've done in the past, no matter who you've wronged, who you've hurt, you can always change. And that's something that really stuck with me because it's so real. Like, it doesn't matter what you do. Every time you wake up, you have a new opportunity to do something right, to change for the better. But what most people don't think, or like what most people think change is something from the outside. But in reality, change is something from within. You have to start changing from within first to be able to see progress. That means if you kill off bad habits, if you actually listen to yourself and listen to your own heart and listen to your body, what your body really needs, that's when you start seeing real change. Because the real battles lies within. That's one thing I learned from Vinland Saga, season 2 especially. That the real battles lies within you. No one else can fight those battles but you know? And that whole anime just gave me a whole new perspective on life in general, and it inspired me to be a better person every day. So, all you have to do, to be honest, I'm not a therapist or anything, I'm just speaking from my own experience, you just have to let it all go. Let go of expectations. Let go of trying to prove something to people who don't really care. Because people don't care. They don't. And start changing within and find peace for yourself, not for others, not for your family, not for your lovers, not for your friends. Find peace for yourself. And when you find that inner peace and you find that peace within yourself and you start feeling more comfortable with yourself, that's when a lot of things will start going your way. But yeah, don't forget, stay real.